my Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your timeless romantic soulmate reading for October 2020, or timeless, as I said, whenever you come across this reading. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, lYONS, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of During the Circle Productions, the Archangel of lYONS, Mark Angelo lYONS. But you know what? You can call me Mal. Hi, hey, my subscribers. Thank you, my subscribers, helping me on this YouTube journey career of mine. It's been over a year. My numbers are getting up there. I know my next goal should be 2,000 subscribers. My goal is 30,000 subscribers, so that I can do the membership thing, so that I can do extended readings here instead of on Vimeo like I am doing this time. Yes, there will be an extended reading for this series. I've already got Aries and Taurus done up on Vimeo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, so it would be nice to be able to do that all in one place. But until that time, please do check out the extended. At the end of this, there will be a preview, because let's get down to business with this particular reading. You're only getting 10 cards, right? Out of 24 cards, you're getting the first 10 here on YouTube. The extended will have obviously another 14 there. So by the end of this, you should have an idea whether this is your reading or not. Why? Because this is a general reading, right? Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, check your other signs. Because these are really important readings this time around. I mean, I guess they always are, but I got a very clear intention from my pantheons of the divine about them this time around. And the intention is, may these readings help the soulmates heal, so they may help heal the world heart by heart. In other words, we're talking about the quantum entanglement of unity consciousness here. That whether or not you are with somebody, whether or not you know who your soulmate is, because, my God, soulmate is a form of soul contract. You have so many different soulmates in one lifetime. My mom and I have a soulmate contract, right? So there are some links in the description box below early on that, as you scroll down, that will really cover the new definition of twin flame and soulmate as soul contracts. A bunch by me. One from Matt Kahn. Will be using his healing mantra deck in the extended reading. So check that stuff out. You help each other heal. They're not all sexual romantic, but these reads are the sexual romantic, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate sexual romantic soulmate contracts that we've been working on for lifetimes with these soulmates, right? Not just to help each other heal, which is the foundation of the soulmate contract, but as we heal our own hearts and help each other heal in our soulmate contracts, we're helping to heal the world. The holographic responsibility is like my new thing. It's like a word, a phrase they gave me last week. It just flew out my mouth. I'm like, oh my God, we have a holographic responsibility to heal ourselves, to help heal the world, because it's all one. Got it? Cool. All right, particularly for the empaths. You know that deep down inside. So, considering the troubling time we are in all sorts of different ways on different fronts, what a way for you to help heal everyone on earth by healing your own heart, being in a soulmate contract, right? Fulfilling what needs to be done in the divine plan where this soul contract is concerned. So focus on your breath, right? Stay in the present moment. That's how you'll know what resonates for you. What is your body doing while you are listening to this? I will do the same. I will stay focused on my breath, because I'm dealing with an air sign in particular, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Gemini. So let's get up in this. I think that's all the preamble that I had to do here. All the cards that I read are in the description box below, all the way at the bottom. So go check them out too. I love the decks that I'm working with for this one. They're some new ones, some old ones. But let's see what we get out of this. We're going to start with Caroline May's archetype deck to define who is the divine masculine on this side, the divine feminine on this side. This has nothing to do with bodily gender. It's about energetic dynamic. But we're also going to add a third archetype card for the contract itself. So it's like three entities: her, him, and them, right? And the them we're going to look at in the extended, right? So I'm going to get you the her and the him. Remember, not biological gender, but I need to have those pronouns to do this correctly, or my brain will split in half. So I think you're with me, right? So let's do this. Focus on your breath, and here we go. Oh, there you are. Oh, you know, I pray every morning like 2 or 3 times before I even hit record, and I do breath work and all that stuff. I took a shower for you today. I shaved, I showered, I FDS'd myself into a stupor for you people. Such a Bette Midler joke. So really tuning to the guides here. Let's get up in this. My collective guides of angels, goddesses, gods, and masters, and the higher selves of all involved, particularly the ascended masters of soulmate contract law. I hear you. I need 3 cards in clarity. 1 for the divine feminine, 1 for the divine masculine, and 1 for the overall contract in this. Here we go. Gemini collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, soulmate contract, October 2020, or timeless. Please, my beloved pantheons, who is the divine feminine, or what is the divine, the soul power, the dominant archetype being developed in her? Same please for the divine masculine, we got there, and 1 for the overall contract that even I won't see until we get to the extended, but I give a preview of the extended, and that is the first card we will turn over before I get into the rest of it. Cool? So remember, these can be triggering. There is shadow attributes and light attributes defined in these cards as basic thumbnail sketches. The shadow is supposed to be toxic. It's stuff you don't want to look at, or if you're aware of, you don't want anybody else to know about, right? In the shadow. So that's what you are helping each other heal, whether you are together or not, whether you know each other or not, right? That's quantum entanglement. And that's why this idea of missing your soulmate, I get it, but that's the point of view of the child in your heart that feels like it's waiting and yearning. You're one with them, right? It's such a long story. So let's see, what is the soul power that you're helping each other? Oh, lovely. Talk about the child in your heart. The divine feminine's got the divine child archetype. The divine masculine has the goddess archetype. Now, here's the thing. The child archetype is one of the 4 survival archetypes. It's everybody has those. The child, the victim, the saboteur, the prostitute. The divine child is, if you like, a sub-pattern or a specialty of the child archetype. The goddess archetype is a divine feminine family. Sorry, a feminine family archetype, though obviously goddess a divine energy, but not in the divine family of archetypes. Now, this is not the first time that I have had the goddess archetype here in the divine masculine side of things. It happens more often than I ever thought it would, but that I think really goes to the point that we're not talking about biological gender here. We're talking about energetic dynamic. For example, I say this a lot. Because of my work, I consider myself a divine feminine, right? I'm an intuitive, I do spiritual counseling, I'm incredibly empathic, right? So let's say I'm a little bit more than 50% feminine energy. But, you know, you put me in a romantic relationship, I'm the top. Like, they all want to call me daddy. Like, even if they're older than me, I'm like, what is that about? That's the expression or the manifestation of my own masculine energy, right? So we have both. So as I read these, you may identify with both of them, right? If you're a female and you really are connected to the goddess, I know a lot of my subscribers are, a lot of my viewers are, but also we all have the divine child, or at least the child archetype. As I read these, really breathe and feel what happens in your body as I read these. The divine child archetype, the shadow attribute, an inability to defend oneself against negative forces. And I have the divine child archetype. We're all the divine child. We're all the children of the divine, if you want to put it that way. But this is a very specific archetype. I have this one. Like, as an empath, without boundaries, growing up, because no one's born with boundaries, we learn them, right? It's more part of the victim-victor archetype, but that's a different archetype entirely right now. But it's very, very hard for a divine child to defend themselves against the negative forces of this world. The light attribute, innocence, purity, and redemption, suggests a special connection with the divine, right? So redemption, to redeem others, to redeem yourself, to make good on things, to make amends, right? But with that innocence of your heart, you know, Matt Kahn's always talking about the divine child of the heart, like the inner child being your innocence, right? So that's different than the eternal child. That's another archetype in this series of cards. But I can already tell you, when the child shows up in a reading like this, do the inner child work. And I highly recommend Matt Kahn's point of view on that. Also, if you got to watch a bunch of his videos maybe to find it, but worth it. It's just really good. Giving your heart the love that only you can give it is really the way to be the mate to your own soul, and therefore be a better soulmate. And you might want to go check out the To Be a Soulmate reads that I did a couple of weeks ago, because that feels like that's interwoven in here for the Geminis in particular, but that could be for everybody, I don't know. The goddess archetype for the divine masculine, the shadow attribute, exploitation of the female nature and form. Now, I don't know that somebody with the goddess archetype would do that to someone else. This feels like something that they're doing for themselves, using their divine nature and form in order to exploit someone or something. The light attribute, the feminine, expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. So remember, this is not gender-based, but the light attribute, it's somebody here who can really hold, has the goddess archetype in them, but they may not know it. Like, I could see a lot of men, biological men, like struggling with it, then that's probably not you, right? Then maybe you're the divine child playing the role of the divine feminine. That's why these gender roles are changing so rapidly, because they're based in thought. Yes, there's biology in there too, but really, if we could call it divine yin and divine yang in the Eastern philosophies, the Chinese philosophies of the Tao Te Ching, it makes a lot more sense, right? So we're not flipping over that center card. You got to wait for the extended for that if you want it. Hey, it's $5, worth it. All right, we know who we are dealing with here. Now let's add some more cards. We're going to do the same idea, 3 cards. The center lane will wait till later, but we're going to use the Daughters of the Moon Tarot to see what's going on inside, the yin, right? The divine feminine aspect of ourselves, the internal world, asking the goddesses, breathe. Okay, I hear you, my goddesses. Please, I need 3 cards in clarity for this Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract, October 2020 or timeless. Please, 1 for the divine feminine, 1 for the divine masculine. No, not that one. 1 for the divine masculine, please. Then just leave it in my hand. This one? Yes, that one. And 1 for the overall contract that we will save for the extended. Okay, good. So now what's going on inside of them? The yin. Oh man, we just had this with the Taurus, but the roles were reversed. We've got the divine feminine with the 5 of Cups, emotional storms, right? Emotional upset, turbulence. And for the divine masculine, we've got the 4 of Cups here. Sorrow is what's written on the card, but we can also look at that as discontent, right? The wound of loss, emotional loss, mourning, grief. But remember, grief is a form of love. So though it's something we try to run from, it tends to create anxiety within us, because that's, I'm finding, what anxiety is. It's repressed grief, right? So that fear of loss, right? So it's just funny that the Taurus reading, these were reversed, right? I think. I'm pretty sure. My memory's not what it used to be, kids. I'm 52, not 22. But that definitely sets the stage here that these two are, if they are together, it's not good, but I don't get that for soulmate reading. I feel like they're not together. I feel like regardless of who you are, whether you're dealing with that emotional storm inside of yourself, remember, 5s are numbers of change. There's a change of emotion in you, but it's interesting that you're so close to each other. But it feels like in terms of the progression moving through the element of water here, the divine feminine is but 1 cup ahead of the divine masculine. So maybe emotionally you're on the same trajectory, right? As one of you heal, both of you heal, right? So it's, again, that quantum entanglement. I find this fascinating. And I'm going to say there's something I'm getting here about this divine masculine, that they're pretty decent with their emotions. They may not show them, but they feel them deeply. I mean, that can very much have to do with astrological placement. So maybe it's a Gemini sun with a Pisces moon. I have a Pisces moon, so I just went for the mutable signs on that. You get what I'm saying here? But for this divine masculine, divine feminine here, that 5 of Cups, there's definitely a storm brewing, but may not be something that she's expressing, right? This is what's going on in the world behind your eyes, the yin. So now let's see what's going on in the world in front of your eyes for this contract. Breathe. My gods, my gods, my gods, my beloved thrice-born Hermes, please, my god of the Gemini, who sits in the throne of Gemini, please, I need 3 cards, 1 for the divine feminine, 1 for the divine masculine, 1 for the overall contract in this Gemini collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, let's hope healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract, October 2020 or timeless, please. One for the divine feminine, one for the divine, nope, send that one around again if you like. One for the divine masculine, take the top card, and one for the overall contract, October 2020 or timeless, please. Just leave it in my hands and we save that for the extended. All right, so we've got the divine child archetype at storm on the inside, oh, and on the outside, not letting on, the high priestess, keeping things secret, maybe following her intuition in the sense that child may be upset, but is really, if there is a spiritual practice in play here, that's being brought into this with the high priestess. No one is just born, well, you may be born a high priestess, but the work it takes to get there, right? Because you got to think about it. There is a priestess, and then there is a high priestess, right? So there is a bit more of a commitment that I'm feeling here in terms of the emotional health aspect here. So maybe processing emotional upset, but is not letting on, kind of keeping to herself. Like, if you're going to look maiden, mother, and crone, to me, the high priestess is the maiden, the virgin, because she is a virgin. That's the idea. She belongs to the gods. No man can have her, right? The empress, the mother, and then the hermit, the crone, right? If you're going to do maiden, mother, crone, I know in the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, it is depicted as a female, the Kaliach. For this divine masculine goddess archetype here, like we said, we've got the Four of Cups, definitely sorrow on the inside, discontent, sadness, wistfulness. But on the outside, we've got the Three of Flames, a loyalty and a waiting. Now, maybe waiting to take action, but not yet, right? So it feels like, not that there's a stall going on here. I'm really learning that when things are stuck, it's because we need to rest, right? And other aspects of the quantum game are in play that we are not to know about. That's where the faith and hope part comes in, which, for the divine child, might be really, really hard for them to maintain. But and again, it's like if the child inside of them is at storm, it's sort of like this high priestess is tending to that child, protecting that child, because what? It's a divine child. Why wouldn't a high priestess be doing that, right? Symbolically speaking. Neato. I mean, interesting. I mean, I get it. I feel the love here between the two of them, but they are in separation. Right? Why else would he be waiting and her be concealing and healing? Like, she doesn't want him to know that she's at storm, right? I totally get that. So what we're going to do is we are going to, again, put down another 3 using the Whispers of Love Oracle. The voices of the higher selves speak through this. So this will be the higher self of the divine feminine and the divine masculine communicating here. And then both of them will put down that 3rd card for the contract itself. Please take a nice deep breath. The higher selves of all involved. Please, I need 3 cards. There you are. I feel you now. There you are, please. Well, you're in charge of air signs. It's tricky to find your frequencies. Sometimes the higher selves of the Geminis, 5th dimensional and above. Please, I need 3 cards. 1 for the divine feminine, 1 for the divine masculine, 1 for the overall contract in this Gemini collective sun, moon, rising Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract, October 2020 or timeless, please. 1 for the divine feminine, 1 for the divine masculine, what's his whisper of love there, and 1 for the overall contract that we will save for the extended. There we go. Okie dokie. Now remember, we've got the divine feminine as the divine child archetype, or I should say with the divine child archetype, in an emotional storm inside, right? Not letting on about that with the high priestess, but I do feel like there's a spiritual process in play here. Some sort of prayer or healing or something, but really keeping it to herself. So what's the whisper of love from your higher self? Damn it. True love. This is a once-in-a-lifetime love, right? So your higher self is saying, babe, this is scripted. This is written. This is destined. This is a true love thing. But the course of true love never did run smooth. Blame that on Billy Shakespeare, although I think he just wrote it down, right? Isn't it the truth? Now, I have this personal take on the word true love. Obviously, I'm in process of still writing a book called The Path of True Love as I do my own healing on that path. Oh, and I forgot to turn the volume off on my phone. I apologize. But my sense is that a true love contract is different in some ways than a twin flame or soulmate. That a true love contract can be a truly mystical thing, and that it might look like a twin flame, a turbulent, tricky, traumatic, but highly transformative contract that teaches you how to heal yourself. Again, watch some of those vids in the description box below. But a soulmate, like I said, is satisfying, symbiotic. You help each other heal instead of teach each other how to heal yourself, right? It's like a true love contract may look like both of them, but is something altogether different. Now, I don't know. I just know that the divine wants all the soulmates to come together to help heal the world, because that infusion of love, right? But with true love here, that's what that divine child lives for, because what is true love if not divine love manifested in form, right? And by the way, true love happens between parent and child, right? Best friends. Oh my goodness gracious. What, people? Can't you people let me know? Yes, I know there's a general election. I breathe. Obviously, you're not giving us, any of us, a shot to forget that for 10 seconds. Okay, sorry. I come from a political family. We have to keep on top of stuff, but I don't need to know while I'm working. So definitely with this true love vibe here on the table, if you're the divine feminine child here, trust in the divine, maybe not in this divine masculine just yet, right? Because so much is uncertain in the world right now, and if you're an empath, you're feeling that uncertainty. It might be bleeding into what you believe about this relationship, so go through this storm. The great thing about a storm is it clears the skies. You can see clear. It clears the air within yourself. Feel it, but heal it, and don't let it drive the show. Do not let that divine child run the show. You nurture that child, and you make the decisions as the adult, right? For the divine masculine here, we've got, the goddess archetype within them, with a definite sorrow, dissatisfaction, melancholy, with the Three of Wands, though, waiting, and I feel like waiting to take action, like they really need to heal whatever it is that's going on with them right now. So what's the the whisper of love, new love, embrace this new opportunity of love that is here. This may pertain to work opportunities or spiritual growth. I feel like it does relate to the opportunities of spiritual growth. Yes, there might be some work stuff in there as well for all of us, considering the transformations that we're in. But this is a new love for this divine feminine, that this is starting new. This probably went through a process of transformation and transmutation. Transformation of the external part of it. Maybe there was a breakup or a misunderstanding or something, hence all the turbulent emotions for both of them. I mean, the Five of Cups and the Four of Cups. There's some upset and some sadness here. But the transmutation of it, the alchemy from lead to gold, that there is a new beginning here and a new love for the divine masculine. So you got new love and true love. Jeez, man. And I like to rhyme, but that's like a bit much, even for me. New love, true love. It's like, what is that? Sweet kitty, soft kitty, tender ball of fur or something. Razor blades bleed for days. Purr, purr, purr. Black cats. My boys are pretty fucking tough. So, look, I gotta say, for a soulmate contract, the love is here. There's no question. But the emotions that they're going through are most likely from past experiences, right? That might have spilled into this contract. That's why this center lane should be very telling when we get there. But you got 2 more cards down, right? I said 10, you're getting 10. And you will get the 11th if you stick around and watch the preview at the end to see what that archetype card is for the contract itself, because that's going to kind of tell you where this contract is in terms of its own hero's journey of empowerment. Nice deep breath. Let's ask the angels with the healing of the angels oracle, that the angels that y'all need to call upon, work with to help yourselves heal, hence help each other heal, hence help the world heal. Come on up, Melks. Come on, you can. I said black cat, and one of them just could not resist. Come on, come sit with Mama. Come on, jump up, booger. No, just want to head bonk the chair? Really? All right. I ordered catnip today. No, he's not getting it. Look at his catnip. Breathe. My angels and archangels, there you are, please. Well, the moon is in Gemini today when I'm doing this, so there's some static on the channel. Please, one card, 3 cards in clarity for this Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual soulmate, satisfying soulmate contract with true love and new love on the table. October 2020 or timeless. Please, I need one for the divine feminine, who's the angel that she is, sort of like the angel assigned to her, so to speak. Same for the divine masculine, please. And one more for the overall contract itself that we will look at in the extended rock and roll. Let's put them all together again. We've got the divine child archetype for the divine feminine, going through a storm on the inside, but keeping her mouth shut, keeping it secret. And I do feel like there's a spiritual healing process in place, perhaps even a mystical one, maybe, because this is Persephone deliberately, voluntarily going down into the underworld. She is underground now. At Mabon, autumnal equinox, she goes underground to be with her husband Hades, who's, by the way, a total sweetheart. I adore him. Like, everyone's afraid of him. He's like, I end pain, man. Get over it. And he's the oldest of the Olympians, so the wisest and the wealthiest, by the way. So, you know, maybe there is. I'm going to go inside and do this work, but nobody needs to know about it, right? Because remember, the higher selves are saying this is a true love thing, and true love will rip out of you and transform and burn out of you what needs to be removed and burned away, transformed. So it's the angel the divine feminine can call upon as miracles. There's a miracle in play here. Miracles are things that defy reason, right? And defy natural law. Call to the angel of miracles. Now, as both a student and a teacher of A Course in Miracles, I can say forgiveness is the alchemical ingredient of the miracle, if not the miracle itself. To transform fear to love, pain to peace. Marianne Williamson did not write A Course in Miracles. That's a whole other story. The Big Blue Book is a big blue book. She wrote a book called A Return to Love. That is her take on it, if you will, and was the first book I read about A Course in Miracles when I was, oh my God, 22 years old. Oh my God, that was 30 years ago. So, you know, that thing of forgiveness, maybe that's part of the process that this divine feminine is going through. But quantum forgiveness, which is what the Course in Miracles teaches, not that, well, you did it, but I'm going to forgive you anyway, right? That's Newtonian physics. Subject and object never shall they meet, right? And nothing in between, right? Where the quantum is the holographic nature of reality, and the soul incarnates into this game, right? So very, very interesting that you've got the angel of miracles to call upon here. I feel like if the two of you, like, I feel like this divine child, if really this has been really a rough contract, if they have a past, might be feeling, because the divine child can get that way, very much like, well, it's going to take a miracle because I don't know what to do. Like, I can't defend myself against all this negativity that might be going through my energy system, speaking for the divine feminine here, right? All the fear of the tumultuousness. But there is a miracle in play here, and a true love miracle is kind of a big deal. And that's what I mean. This isn't just about healing you or healing him or healing both of you. This is about healing the world. Okay. Symmetry. Sorry. So let's see what his angel is. Remember, he's a divine masculine with the goddess archetype, feeling dissatisfied, feeling sad, feeling sorrowful, perhaps even feeling regretful if he's the one who did something to this divine feminine. But the loyalty is there, or at least the beginning foundation, or maybe a new beginning of foundation of loyalty, respect, waiting for the right moment. Why? Because this is a new love. So, like, waiting for this newness to step into it. So what's the angel he can call upon? Oh, study. What would the angel of study do? Like, the angel of miracles would prepare you for a miracle, right? Would give you the steps that you need, inner and outer, to help perform, or at least be a part of, a miracle, both in cause and effect. Well, then what would the angel of study do? Teach you things, get you the study materials, help you see that you are in a classroom if you are the divine masculine watching this, right? Because this world isn't just a playground, it's a classroom, right? We came here to learn. I'm starting to see it as the soul gym, S-O-U-L-G-Y-M, right? that we incarnate here to develop stronger souls, right? And we do that mostly through suffering, I will say. Oh, there's my kitty cat giving me head bonkies. Hey, buddy. Yeah, I have the goddess archetype, you think? Boop. Go lay down, baby. I love booping their nose. It's the funnest thing ever. But certainly with this card of new love here. The card of new love and study, it's like he's learning. He's learning. So divine feminine, you know, this miracle, there's not much you can do here except really heal yourself. He's in his own learning. And he may be rediscovering the love of self as well, which is just absolutely essential, which means he might be in a twin flame contract. Remember, you have tons of twin flames, just like soulmates. My father was a twin flame contract with me. Right, Melky? He's like, I never met your dad. No. You just lay down, lay down. Did you give me tissues? No, but you'll purr at me? Okay. So there we have it. I'm going to pop up the picture for you. We'll put it all together. And then I'll give you a little blessing, a little prayer, and then comes the preview, all right? Take a nice deep breath. Magic. Clap. Because to refresh our memories, we have the divine child archetype as dominant in the divine feminine here, the shadow attribute, an inability to defend oneself against negative forces, and maybe the negative forces of the emotional cacophony that we are living through right now on planet Earth if this divine feminine is an empath. The light attributes, innocence, purity, and redemption. And I think that redemption is part of this miracle angel here, suggests a special connection with the divine, and I think that bears that out there with that high priestess, right? So it's almost like whatever happened here, the negative forces that went on in this contract previously really took a hit, and is still processing that Five of Cups, that emotional upset, but that special connection with the divine there, with the high priestess. I really feel like she's doing this within herself. The child archetype is about taking responsibility, right? The child has to grow and learn their ability to respond. Well, it feels like her response is go within, heal this self, love what arises, love that child in my heart. And I really am going to say, doing inner child work for this divine feminine would probably be a great way of synthesizing a lot of other different modalities into one thing. So not just loving yourself or doing affirmations, but something that actually has roots both in the psychological world as well as the spiritual world. Remember, John Bradshaw brought this through in the 80s, I think, homecoming, inner child work. I don't know if he coined the term, but I know he certainly, well, he brought it to Oprah. I remember that. And of course, we're looking at here with, you know, the higher self saying, this is true love, right? This is a once in a lifetime love, meaning that the divine is at work here. There's only so much that this divine feminine can do right now. But heal herself within, giving herself the love that she needs, understanding the quantum entanglement. She is helping to heal this divine masculine who is one cup behind her, right? She's sort of paving the way energetically here, which is what divine feminine first wavers do. But with that card of miracles on here, sweetheart, call upon the angel of miracles. They're preparing you for something that you're not expecting, right? Or it's something that you may be wanting but not respecting, like one foot on the gas, wanting it but not expecting it, not believing it can happen. One foot on the brake. Jumping over here to the divine masculine, we have him with the goddess archetype, exploitation of the female nature and form in the shadow, the light attribute, the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. Not sexuality, sensuality. So there might even be something very tactile here about this divine masculine. Like this could be someone very in touch with nature, like maybe born in a more, like not a city, but like not a city or a suburb, but really sort of like very connected to the earth, very connected to the divine feminine. And I don't mean the divine feminine in this reading. I mean maybe the divine feminine in life in general. Like I really don't have the goddess archetype in my archetypal chart, but I can relate to it because the goddess is such a huge part of my life. So like I get that. Somebody embodying that as a divine masculine in a contract, it's a real balancing for them, and hence this card of study they're learning. Because with the Four of Cups on the inside, they may very well have been ignoring their internal emotional energy for a while, and it has grown stagnant, or there is dissatisfaction here, or there is just straight up sorrow. But with the Three of Wands on the outside and the external part of here is waiting. Now, if he's waiting for the divine feminine, I gotta tell you, she's healing. She wants this. She believes on some level, right? The higher self saying this is true love and there's a miracle in place. She's going through her miracle time, but for this divine masculine waiting, better off if you are the divine masculine with this goddess archetype to just wait for the right moment to reach out and communicate here. You'll know it. You will know it intuitively. Why? Because the higher self is saying this is a new love. To embrace this new opportunity doesn't mean let it sit. It means embrace this new opportunity of love that is here. This may pertain to work opportunities or spiritual growth. I do feel like this is a soulmate contract read, so it's talking about a new love that he has found for himself, and as a result, interconnected with this divine feminine. Like maybe she's leading the way emotionally in this contract. But with the card of study, this is trial and error, right? This isn't just about book knowledge. There is a study here, like to say like a study in watercolors, right? Or a watercolor study of, you know, still forms, right? That kind of thing. It's a deeper, perhaps introspective, perhaps intellectual pursuit of really understanding what this takes, right? Within themselves, who they are, how to love, what a healthy, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise relationship entails. So altogether, with a divine child and a goddess, I mean, we are looking at a very high vibrational, spiritually guided, miraculous new love in play here. And look, if you haven't met each other yet, I would say that this really then looks like someone who has been through the ringer, so has he been through the ringer, but they are being prepared to come together had you never met before. But I promise you, true love doesn't come first. True love comes last, right? In the sense of being prepared for it, tempered, even though the temperance card isn't on the table here, strengthened, even though the strength card isn't on the table here, but that might all come as you walk your own paths individually, keeping in mind the situation that we're in right now. Hooking up in person is not the easiest thing in the world, but whether these two know each other or not, this is for sure. This is a new love, true love in play. So there you have it, my Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. May you all be blessed with all that you need in this Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual soulmate contract, that you may heal your emotions individually and together through quantum entanglement, that you may experience this true love and this new love with miracles as you are both studying, raising your vibration, healing your own hearts, helping each other heal, and helping heal the world, heart by heart, for the well-being of all. So mote it be, and so it is. There you got it, my darlings. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this if this feels like somebody that you know that you might want to share it with. Otherwise, the preview is coming up next. Wishing you all the very best and the very blessed in this soulmate contract, October 2020, or timeless. Hail, farewell, and blessed be. Hey, my Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Thank you so much for making the jump over to Vimeo for the extended. Let's get up on this. Literally turned off the camera for YouTube, turned on the camera for Vimeo, right? So let's do this. Quick refresher here. We're looking at the divine child for the divine feminine, the goddess archetype for the divine masculine here. We've got true love, we've got new love, and we've got a lot of emotion going on here. So as I said to you, if you were watching the preview, the first card that I'm going to turn over is the archetype, the soul power being developed in the overall contract itself. Meaning that, yes, they would share this archetype in some way, shape, or form, reason, season, or lifetime, but this is also affecting the whole world, all of humanity, through quantum entanglement. So who are we looking at here? Aww, creative family archetype of the poet archetype. There is something poetic here between these two. Come on, new love and true love, the fucker rhymes, right? So I love the poet archetype. I don't have the poet archetype. I'm a wordsmith. I'm not a poet. I just have a huge fucking vocabulary. Thanks, Mom. The shadow attribute turns a lyric gift to negative or destructive effect. Like that man from Nantucket, I won't continue, or that old lady from Wheeling who had an incredible feeling. I'm not going there either. I was raised on limericks. The light side, right? Expresses soul insights in symbolic language, right? Close to the storyteller archetype, which is also which is also the creative family of archetypes, but without the lying. Right? Storytellers in the shadow are just horrific. I have the storyteller archetype, but I use it to teach, right? To do these readings, to put stories together, to express myself in symbolic language. But this is really about expresses soul insights through symbolic language. So I feel like they're both getting this poetic moment. Like let's say 15, 20 years from now, they look back at this and they're like, oh my God, what we went through. But it really was poetic. I mean, it was like straight out of the Nora Ephron playbook, right? Like there's something unfolding here. So right now, the more that they can write, or speak or begin expressing their insights, because certain insights, particularly high vibrational, mystical, spiritual, whatever you want to call those insights, they tend to come out in a very metaphoric way. Life is like almost like a philosophy, but it's coming from the soul, right? And the soul has a poetry to it. And this is a soulmate contract. So if you're watching the preview, this is where we part ways. Otherwise, I'm going to keep going. Thank you so much for watching. You ready? Let's go. What is the internal and external aspects of this twin flame contract? Okay, we have got the...